Okay, just got back from the coffee shop, just around the corner, and something kind of crazy just happened. I walked in there, and I've never been to this place before. And I go up and I ask the lady, do you have... This menu's very big and confusing. I don't see just regular coffee, just a normal size, a normal amount of coffee, and just a normal coffee. Do you have that? And so I actually just said, do you have coffee? She says, yes. It's $1.50. I pull out my card. I don't have cash on me. And she gives me this look. She gives me a real, and I'm saying this now, she gives me a real done-up look. A look that she's practiced. You see? This is the sort of look that I'm getting. It's something that has intention. And it hits me at 1,000 miles per hour, right in the face. It hits me really hard because it's early in the morning and I haven't had my coffee yet. And as soon as it hits me, I can feel that I'm giving a reactionary look. A look just appears. And I'm starting to spread this look around the cafe. I just start to, turn left and right, and I've just got this look on my face like, what is this look? And I sort of look at the other people's faces, and I'm sort of asking for them to make a look as well. And I can't help but think when I turn my head back to the cashier, and she's still giving me this look, and I can't help but think, how crazy is that she could give me this look, and I've barely even said anything. And I'm just standing there in front of the register, thinking about this, and it really rattled me. Why do looks matter? Why does it worry us when people look at us? Why does it worry us even more when we look at ourselves? I don't know the answer to these questions. But I know that people like to look. They do, they can't help it. People like you and me like to see how things are, see how they work. But when you look too hard, you look like a jerk.
Why can't we just let all the earth live joy together and we shall be as one?
All I'm saying is don't look at me because I don't like the way you look.
Let all the earth grow to know one another and live beneath the sun.
You know what? I thank you to never look at me again. And I said that to them. I was furious. And I could feel this rage bubbling up inside of me. It was lifting my arms up to either side and extending my fists and then finally 2 middle fingers. And I twirled playfully around the cafe. And I windmilled my double bird so everyone could see. And I ran to the door and I kicked it open. And I ran out into the street. And I punched the street. And I said everything I could think of. But I had nothing to say. So I zipped up and I walked home. And then I recorded this.
How many of you have a song that means something? Maybe it's tied to a specific memory or a specific person. Maybe it gives you the urge to dance or makes you tear up when you listen to it. If you can think of a song like that, raise your hand. Now look around you, because that's pretty much all of us. As a musician and avid music listener, there were many times when music seemed a little deeper. When it seemed a little bit more than just music. And these were personal musings until one night a video popped up on my YouTube. It showed an uncommunicative elderly man listen to music and seemingly be brought to life as a result. After listening, he was able to talk with his daughter, who he hadn't even looked up at before. However, this was the internet, and it seemed a little bit too good to be true. While I was skeptical that music could really do something like this, I was also reminded of all the times when it seemed that little bit more. Maybe it wasn't impossible. I soon learned that the idea of using music to unlock memories is legitimate. But almost nowhere could I find an explanation as to how. I went from a video to an article to another until I was down an internet wormhole with 50 tabs open trying to decipher medical journals in the middle of the night. Trying to find an explanation as to how and why music could make someone come alive like that. What I found was that what I had considered philosophical ponderings was being used in medicine and in the field of music therapy, where music is the primary tool to address the physical, mental, emotional, and social needs of individuals. Perhaps the most well-known example of this is in treating Alzheimer's disease. See, the brain is a bunch of neurons, all connected and communicating and transmitting signals. Diseases like Alzheimer's damage these connections, first affecting our memory and then progressing to other functions. Yet even in the advanced stages of neurodegenerative diseases, past our memory or motor skills or communication, our music aptitude and music appreciation endure. And this is because the way we process music is different. We encode musical memory in a separate place than regular long-term memory. And this musical memory area has connections to several other parts of our brain, dealing with things like language or emotions. It's this widespread connection which allows us to reopen functions even after damage. If you're suffering from Alzheimer's, active music therapy involving singing or playing an instrument can increase cognition, awareness, and communication. It isn't just listening to notes and rhythms, but it's movement, language, and feelings. And this applies to more than just memory. The diversified influence of music on the brain can help recover from other types of damage, such as traumatic brain injuries. Often as a result of strokes or brain trauma, people develop something called expressive aphasia. And what this means is that they have partially or totally lost the ability to control and produce speech. Now that's a simple enough term, but think about that a little deeper. If you had expressive aphasia, you could think as clearly as you do now. You could know exactly what you want to say. You could scream it in your mind. But it takes deliberate, exhausting effort to speak a single word, which probably isn't even what you were trying to say in the first place. If you're recovering from an injury, you may not be able to turn to your significant other or your family and say, "I love you." But while you may not be able to say it, you might be able to sing it. See, while the regular pathway of thought to speech may be damaged, music therapy can help provide a literal alternative pathway in the brain. This allows easier and more consistent speech. It doesn't come with a long list of side effects or a six-figure bill. It's using music as a tool to harness systems and feelings that are already there. And in these two examples, we could talk about prefrontal amygdala connections or right hemisphere recruitment to compensate for left hemisphere lesions. We can also look at the human element. That because of music therapy, a husband will remember his wife for the first time in months. A mother will recognize that the woman visiting her is her own daughter. That in the recovery from the debilitating effects of a stroke, being able to turn to someone and say, "I love you," can provide the hope and strength necessary to heal. But there have already been a number of TED Talks about what I previously mentioned. However, the next kind of unanswered question that came up was, how do we use this? Is there something we could take from music therapy to apply in our everyday lives? And the short answer is a resounding yes. See, for most of us, we use music to reflect our circumstances. Driving with friends on a sunny day, we want to listen to something fast and upbeat. Lying in bed at night thinking of old memories, we want to listen to sad songs. But this also works in reverse. If we're trying to relax, listening to relaxing music produces a physical response. It slows heart rate, lowers blood pressure, and reduces production of stress hormones. We feel relaxed.
got secrets tonight, bare feet, the grass it feels good. We'll build a life in these woods. If you don't feel like it should, we'll tear it down tonight. Wait around all day, I'd wait around all day. What you wanna say? Now you're gone, but you wanna stay anyways. Now wait around all
Excellent, 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 excellent.